Now then, people, welcome back to the Just Joe Football Show. I hope you're all doing well. Smash me a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, get your comments in, and of course, hit that notification bell. We're here to talk everything Leeds versus Burnley. Obviously, the news broke just a little bit earlier on that we will have no Noah Okafor. Noah Okafor is injured and will be out for about 10 days. That was released officially by Fabrizio Romano. Leeds United won't be happy, that this information's got out. This information's got out from the club, clearly by Okafor's agent. Why they feel it necessary, why Fabrizio Romano feels that that's newsworthy to put out there on his fucking Twitter for everyone to see is beyond me. Why his agent or Noah himself? Noah, if it's you, you're a bellend. If it's your agent, he's a bigger bellend, because that's obviously helped with Burnley's game plan for tomorrow. What does that mean for Leeds United? Well, Jack Harrison's going to start. It's Jack Harrison, isn't it? It's Jack Harrison every day of the week. Jack Harrison. We'll have Jack Harrison, Aronson, and DCL. And I can't lie to you. Like, I'm an advocate of all three of them players. But if we're being honest, it's a bit meh. Like, on paper, it's not the best, is it? It's not got plenty of goals in it. It's not got plenty of chance creation in it. Like, if Burnley adopt the low block and look to catch on the counter, I don't know if with them three leading the line, we'll have enough to break it down. With only, Aronson and Harrison creating the chances for Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Damar, my favourite players, yeah. I mean, there are better players than them within the squad, of course. I think they get an unfair shake, but that's what they are. They're squad players, right? I've had this on the back of my chair ever since I knew he was staying. Because it's signed by the man himself, Mr. Jack Harrison. Joe Blackburn gave me this as a present for winning a quiz. As a bit of a piss take, I think. But in actual fact, it's going to come good, because tomorrow, Jackie Harradonna, as we used to call him when people liked him, he's going to be, he's going to be the one to bag the goals. That's been sat there waiting. So when he does cook, I can rub it in all them naysayers' faces. Just like we do the DCL. We do the DCL, don't we? That one there is going to get pulled out tomorrow, because Jack Harrison will hopefully be involved in some capacity. You got to stay positive, haven't you? No matter what happens, you got to try and stay positive. And I still think with them, we have enough to get something from the game. If you haven't already, please do smash us a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, get your comments in, and of course, hit that notification bell. If you could as well, please do support me by buying me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/JUSTJOE. A few of you have done that. Thank you very much. Elite Warfare say must win tomorrow. I don't think it's a must win game. We're not in that territory. Because if we did lose, are we saying then at that point that the season's done? No, we're not. It'd still be like 30 games to go, wouldn't there? There'd still be 30 games to go. Listen, for Burnley, there's a lot more pressure on it for Burnley than there is for us, because they're at home. I know people don't like to hear it, but a point away on the road in the Premier League against anybody, it's a good point. It's a good point, especially for us. Okay, if you're Man City, Liverpool, a point at Burnley is not a good point, but for us it is. Seen a video saying you'd be happy with a point. Come on, standards. Yeah, I mean, where have you seen that? Someone clip me up or something. Yeah, listen, I'm okay with a point. It's not that deep. I want us to win the game, but if we got a point, I'm going to be okay with that because it's a point away. And then we got home games. But anyway, listen, do I think we can win? Yeah. Do I think we will? If I'm honest, I think the game's going to be 1-1. I think the game's going to be 1-1. I don't think we'll win the game. I think the way both teams are set up, how much is riding on the game, in the manager's probably heads. The fact that we have so many players, it's like I speak about. Oh yeah, it was the press of it, Damar. Yeah, big up to you anyway. I hope you're well. Thanks for coming back. Where was I going? Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if both managers, maybe not Parker, but Farke would be happy with a point. He was happy with the point down at West Brom. Carlos Corberan. I think there's certain games. He'll just go, just don't lose this, and we'll be all right. Just don't lose this, and we'll be all right. Have to wait and see. What happens? I mean, in terms of the lineup, I think it'll be the same. And the difference being obviously, Okafor will be out, and I think Jack Harrison comes in. I don't see a world. Well, there is no one else, is there? I don't think. James. Is James the only one that'll be available? I think Nonto's not. He's recovering from a hernia op. Well, we know Okafor's out for 7 to 10 days or whatever. He's going to probably miss West Ham as well. We can't afford a draw. Yeah, in what world, Nipper? So you're saying if we draw, then what? We're going down? Come on, it's when people are making sweeping statements like that. It's not right. It's not right to say, we can't afford a draw. You know what? We might lose. I don't think we will, but we might. Are you saying then at that point with 30 games left to go that I'm done? I'm finished? Come on. Of course, it's a game you look at in the calendar and say, right, I think for me, when we look at blocks of games, these 4 games between now and the next international break are key. They are. They are key for us. We have Burnley, West Ham, Forest and Brighton, not in that order, Brighton and Forest, but, they are key for us, and it'd be great to get a win against Burnley at Turf Moor. Obviously, we failed to beat them both times last season. And we still won the league. So it's not as black and white as, if we lose or if we don't take off. I'm tired mentally and physically. If we don't take all 3, it's not the end of the world. The pressure is not mounting. I disagree with, a lot of sweeping statements that will be made and always will be made, because that's what we're in the business of doing, I guess. 5 points from next 4 would be cool, says the Stoned Priest. Yeah. Imagine 7 points would be amazing, I think. I don't mean it like that, Joe. I mean, these games are the ones we should be taking. All right, okay, yeah, Nipper. Yeah, they are. Yeah, of course they are. Sorry, I've got an itch here. Of course they are. We should be aiming for 3 points. Let's be real. We're the better team. Says Main Man's Rap. Big up Main Man's Rap. Yeah. Yeah. All good, DJ. All good, mate. All good. Thank you. We have an injury crisis on the wings. Draw is fine. Yeah, we do have an injury crisis on the wings, and that's because there's been a lack of investment in them areas. There's been a lack of investment in them areas. And I said this, and guess what? The chickens, the eggs, they've come home to roost. The chicken and the egg, what came first? Who knows? Because 49ers didn't put the money in. You know, they've all come home to roost. Like, the one area of the pitch where we didn't want any problems was wing. The one area of the pitch where we've got problems is wing. This is the way. This is the way, Mandalorian tactics. You know, this is the way. And if it... Because what's frustrating with Noah Okafor is his history tells you that he gets injuries. My man's already had 2 injuries. Hasn't he? He's had 2 injuries since he's been here. And we're playing our 8th game. So he's had 2 weeks to get up to speed, get ready, you know, for this next bank of games. Oh, he's injured. So then when he comes back, he's using them same games to get back up to speed. Oh, he's injured. You know? Now, I'm, you know, I do like the player. And, you know, he was starting to build up to a crescendo. You know, like, oh, if he gets into some form, we've cooked here. But he hasn't been able to get into form and won't be able to get into form because he's a bit of a crock. He has had 2 injuries now. 2 injuries, folks. 2 injuries. And we're playing our 8th game. It's not a good return, is it? It's not a good return. You know? So we'll have to wait and see if that persists, if that continues. I mean, imagine DCL. Listen to this. Imagine DCL gets a knock. We're fucked. Like, big time. We're fucked. And if you don't laugh, you'll cry. This is the thing. If you don't laugh, you'll cry. Trust me when I say that. But we have some positives. After we spoke to my good friend Simon Townley this morning. If you haven't watched the video, go watch it. Listen, I'll be real with you, folks. YouTube is doing a madness. I can't even lie, it is. It's doing a madness at the minute. The views ain't... They're just not there. I'm still putting out the same content. I'm still the same guy. The views ain't there. I don't know what they've done to us. Maybe they've gone, you know what? Football YouTube is not the one anymore. So please show some love and support them other videos. Support them other creators out there. Because it's looking bleak at the minute. I can't lie to you. But we move. Maybe it'll pick back up again. Season hasn't really got started yet. You know, it doesn't really get started until after this back in over international break. What do I reckon will happen in January? Business, mate. It has to. Yeah, I hope so, Oliver. I hope so. Be up to Mr. Whitesnake as well. I hope you're well. I hope your missus as well. I hope your daughter's well, man. You're a good guy. Stuart Jenny says, mate, what happened to your eye? Which eye? Which eye? Which one? I'm tired, bro. I'm tired. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know, Stuart. Tired boy. I'm a tired boy. Burnley versus Leeds, though. It's a big one, isn't it? It is a big one. Forget about Man United, Liverpool. This is the biggest fixture of the weekend. Obviously, 2 top teams. 2 top teams in the Championship last season. Obviously, we both could have won the title on the final day. That's how close it was. And Manor Solomon obviously came up with the goods. Right eye, this side. What's up with you? Can't see out on my left, so I couldn't even tell you like which. Because my left eye's I'm short-sighted, so I used to have to wear a patch, but I never did, so I can't see. So if I look here to show you my right eye, I can't see what I'm looking at from my left eye. As mad as that sounds, because this eye I can't see nothing out of. Like, I can see things, but I can't like make details out, letters, anything, mate. It's just fact. It's fact. So like when if I shave, I have to turn the other like way and stuff. Looks bruised now. Just here. Sorry, there. That's just tired, bro. Just tires. Unless someone socked us. Maybe they socked us. I would have took Salah. Mohamed Salah. Don't think we're in them circles, Nipper. Do you? Yeah, look. Last season at Turf Moor, was it? They beat us at Ellen Road, didn't they? They beat us at Ellen Road. Was it 0-0 at Turf Moor? Try to think if it was 0-0 at Turf Moor last time out. It's a battle. It's a battle of Farke and Parker, isn't it? Parker and Farke. Both probably in lines for similar jobs, you know. They probably would have looked at, you know, Farke as an option, maybe Parker as an option. Both clubs really were making decisions because in that sort of same area, aren't they? Two coaches that have maybe previously struggled with the Premier League and made adjustments. And it turns out actually that they're the bottom two coaches for the Premier League in points per game averages to oversee 50 plus games in the Premier League. Park averaging 0.75 points per game to Farke's 0.61 points per game. So yeah, then there's a lot of context that has to be applied to that. Of course there is, but you know, I think Farke's the man, right? Parker's been like Club Bruges, did shit. Was at Bournemouth, you know, I need more players, got slapped up 6-0, whatever it was, by Liverpool, gets sacked, and now look at Bournemouth. You know, Farke went to Mönchengladbach, came back to Leeds, won the championship, sorry. But we can't get away from the fact that Burnley's under Scott Parker did get the same amount of points as us last season. They did do that. Obviously, they lost out on goal difference. Scoring goals for them was the issue in the championship. If you remember, some of their games were like just stink festers. But Leeds United scored goals at will. And do you know what? It's been the same for Burnley this season. I don't know where their goals come from. They defend really well. But what they don't do, that Leeds United do, is Leeds United defend really well, but still try and possess the football. They're still going to try and gain territory. They're still going to try and possess the football in your half and press high. Burnley, they're sitting and get you on the counter. That's their hope. That's their joy. Look, they've only got 4 points from their opening 7 matches. But what I will say for Burnley, and I think there has to be fairness put on it, what I will say for Burnley is this. They had the difficult start, I think. They've had such a difficult start comparative to us. Sorry. Comparative to us. And we didn't have an easy start, but Burnley's was very difficult. And that's why they've only got 4 points from 7. Obviously, you need to be trending at a point per game, there or thereabouts. So they'll be hoping for 3 in this one. You know, they will. Yeah, I'll be having an early night, Danny. Don't worry, bro. Early night, rest up. Daughter's got football tomorrow, and then Leeds play, don't we? I got to yawn again here. Just tired. Sick and tired of being sick and tired. Swap Okafor for Solomon now. It's 3 centre-backs playing Goodmanson and Bible wingers. Bible. I think a lot of people have said 5-3. 5-3-2. Danny sent me a message. I was out with my son at the time, though. But I think Sorry. I'm so tired, aren't I? He sent me a picture of a 3-5-2 and what he would go for. I know many people will, but I don't see it happening, you know. What we're going to see is Harrison come in for Okafor. I think it's as simple as that. I don't think he'll rock the ball. And you know what? Harrison can still impact that game. Harrison isn't a bad player. And if we do win, I'd love it to be Jack. Please do forgive me. Please. Yeah. Need it, Stuart. Need some edibles or something, bro. Get us better sleep, you know. Now, for the 4 points that Burnley do have, right, they've all been picked up at home. So that's something that we need to think about. They got a win at home against Sunderland in August. That's their only win, and that's come at home. And all 4 of their points have come at home. 1 win and a draw. But they are now without victory in 5 games. 5 games, and obviously lost most recently to Villa just before the international break, 2-1, similar to what we lost to Spurs. But 5 games without a win. In the 4 points they've got, yes, they've come at home, but it's a win against Sunderland and then a point. It's not a lot. We haven't got massive amounts, but yeah, we haven't got 5 games without a win as well. And the important thing to think about from a Leeds perspective as well is performance. Performance has been there when we got beat by Spurs. Performance was more than there when we drew with Bournemouth late on. We've been playing well, and I hope that can continue on Saturday away at Burnley. Now they have gone, as well. They're not the same defensive unit as they were. They're not. Of course, context has to be applied because they were playing lesser opposition last season with better players like James Trafford, Egan Riley. I think it was Bashir Humphreys, who was playing at fullback. They look decent this season, but Dubravka's not as good as Trafford. I'm sorry. He's not. We were talking to Simon earlier. I don't rate Kyle Walker. He's not the same guy, but yeah, from an experience perspective, I sort of get it. But it's no wonder really, and I always said this would be the case that Burnley would concede goals in the Premier League. It's a different kettle of fish, and they've now actually conceded the second most goals across the 7 Premier League games. 15 in total they've conceded. The only team to get worse than that is West Ham with 16. It's mad, innit? It's actually only 1 goal fewer than they shipped all of last season in the Championship. But a lot of people were banking on this, like, oh, they conceded. They're going to be so hard to beat. No. A lot was, they had an elite team for the Championship. And also that good unit that they did build up was taken off them. Was taken off them. Trafford left, Egan Riley. The fact Estev stayed is a massive win because he's elite, by the way. He also will leave this summer, regardless of where Burnley are at. He's going to a big club. I believe that. Good player. So, yeah, Burnley aren't the same defensive outfit they once were. They're just not. They don't like to possess the football. I said to you earlier, Leeds do ever so well to play as well as we do, I think. The fact that, Farke previously, people bemoaned him for being like gung-ho and stuff. How will he go about it? I'm proud of our team and what they try and do in terms of possessing the football. But if you compare it with Burnley, they've averaged just 35.3% possession in the Premier League this season. And that's the 3rd lowest average of any team in Opta's records since records began. The only 2 teams with less than that, Cardiff City, Sheffield United. What happens with both of them? They go down. These you can't give elite Premier League players a lot of the ball. You just can't. Because if you do, eventually they're going to fucking punish you. And for them to be on 35.3% possession, the 3rd worst of any team at this stage of a season, and the only other 2 that were worse than that, Cardiff and Sheffield United, they all went down. I guess, so stylistically, I'm not sure it's going to be right over the course of the season. They might get joy against us, though. And the reason I say that is because we're not Liverpool. We're not Arsenal. We're not Man United. And we lack creators and goal scorers in the final third of the pitch because we're banking on Harrison Aronson and DCL for this game. It's probably Well, I've said it. We've got the worst attack in the league. You know, we've got the worst attack in the league. But again, they're playing Leeds. That's the way. This is Leeds. You know, we didn't get beat by these last season. We beat them at their place. We drew 0-0 at our place. It wouldn't surprise me if it's 0-0 tomorrow. I'm going to go 1-1, but I think it might be 0-0 as well. They've lost only one of their last 6 games against Leeds at Turf Moor. 1-3, drawn 2. Some of them will have come, obviously, in the Championship. Because I think Simon was telling us earlier, they've never actually beaten us in the Premier League. Might be wrong. Fact check it. But Leeds are not the Leeds they faced last season. I think we're more apt and more suited to the Premier League with the style that we have, the players that we've bought. It's just my opinion. I'm going to say that though, because I'm a Leeds fan, right? We have double the points of Burnley at this stage of the season. We double the points. 1-2, draw 2, lost 3. And losses, obviously, Tottenham, you know, Arsenal. They're going to be fighting for top 4. You know. So, they're no mugs that we lost to, you know. We're 15th in the table, 4 points above 18th place. Burnley, a win tomorrow makes that 7. 7 points at this stage of the season cannot be sniffed at when you are in a relegation battle. Just like we put the same amount of distance between us and Wolves when we beat them. So this is a good for us. We're going well. We're going well. We've now lost 8 of our last 10 top flight games in which they have conceded the first goal. So we need to ensure that we don't do that. There's a stat for you. 8 of our last 10 top flight games in which we've conceded the first goal, we've seen losses. One thing that I guess, in a way, when you flip it, you know, Leeds this season, what I have been proud of them for, and show real resilience, is the fact that when we have gone behind in the Premier League, we've come back in games this season. You know, Bournemouth and many others. There's a real fighting spirit within the squad, within the team. That comes from the manager. That comes from the top and the group that he's put together. Of course, we still need some stardust, but I know even with Okafor out and the numbers that we have, we're going to be competitive. We're going to be workhorses. We're going to give it our best shot. And I, as a Leeds United fan, that's all I ask of you, is to go out there and give it your best shot. We've got some very winnable games coming up. We have in these next 4 between now and the next international break. But 3 of them are on the road. You know, 3 of them are on the road. So, you know, it still could be deemed difficult because you're going away in the Premier League, and it ain't easy to get points on the road in this league unless you're one of the big boys. But yeah, I'm looking at this. Although Leeds failed to score in both Championship encounters with Burnley last season, as we know, we lost 1-0 at Ellen Road and drew 0-0 at Turf Moor. We've only lost 2 of our last 9 meetings with the Clarets in all competitions, winning 4 and drawing 3. So history, you could argue, is on our side in this fixture as well. If we beat Burnley, it'll be our first consecutive back-to-back Premier League away wins since 2022 April. That was under Jesse Marsh. I'm just trying to think, who would have that been against? You know, under Jesse Marsh, we got consecutive away victories. Who would it have been against? Maybe Wolves and Bournemouth? I don't know. That's a stat that needs changing because I don't want Jesse Marsh having any positive slant at his time at Leeds United. Yeah. Just one, by the way. Or was it? No, Liverpool was. Oh, no, it was at Anfield. You're right, Danny. Was at Anfield, wasn't it? when Somerville scored that goal. I was going to say Liverpool, but then I thought, no, that was at Ellen Road. But it wasn't. It was at Anfield. And Bournemouth was at Ellen Road. So would it have been Wolves and Liverpool then? Back to back? Not sure. Yeah, but we've kept just one clean sheet in our last 24 away matches in the top flight. That again was December 22. We've conceded 51 goals in that time. I don't think we're not in a place where we're going to be conceding loads of goals under this manager. I don't think. I think we'll be competitive, and that's all I ask. As I keep saying, we're going to be competitive, and we will hopefully not get beat. That's where, as long as we don't get beat, I'm cool. I'm cool. In terms of sort of team news, Burnley defenders Jordan Bayer, Connor Roberts, they both suffered setbacks in their return from injury. And Amdouni is out as well. Lyle Foster got a dead leg while on international duty with South Africa. I think he'll still play him though, just putting it out there, dead leg. Come on now. Sort your shit. And then obviously Jayden Anthony, apparently he got a big hit in his quad against Villa. Hopefully he'll be out, but Jayden Anthony will have a big say in this match. Will want to have a big say in this match. Probably was excited by the prospect of playing for Leeds United last season or the season before, and just maybe wasn't afforded the amount of chat. But listen, he had Somerville ahead of him. No chance. Somerville got player at the year, was phenomenal, and he's doing bits at West Ham now. So, it is what it is. But Farke and Anthony, they work together. Great time at Bournemouth, brought him to Burnley. Great time at Burnley. They just get one another, right? Looking at how they will line up, obviously. Will Ekdal come in? They have Josh Laurent, Twanzebe, and then, of course, the crown in the jewel in Maxime Esteve. Will they play 5 at the back, 3 centre-backs? I'm not too sure how they will, line up. I know how Leeds will line up, though. It's going to be 4-3, motherfucking 3. 4-4, motherfucking 3. 4-3-3. 4-3, motherfucking 3. Nonto, Gray, we know. I think Okafor, James maybe come back. Lucas Perry will be on the bench, but again is trained. But yeah, our squad's thin anyway. Our squad's thin. And Farke has named the exact same starting lineup in each of his last 4 Premier League games. So I think we know Farke likes his players and he wants to play them into to form. He allows them to maybe have a few bad games in order to find form on the other end of it. And if I'm honest, don't look at the pictures that you need to come out because you've been shit. There's a lot of talk of like Strout should be not for me. I like Strout. I think he's been arguably the better of the 2 defenders in my opinion. So I expect that'll be the same. The only change for me will be Okafor come out for Harrison due to the injury. There was maybe talk as well of maybe getting Tanaka in there, but again, I think he wants the physicality that Stack gives him. Stack is one of only 7 Premier League players to both attempt at least 10 shots and create at least 10 chances in open play this term. So, in terms of creating them chances and getting shots on target, he's the man. And I think he will keep his place, because he has that set piece potential as well. So you're looking at Stack, Longstaff, and Ampadu, and I think that's a very good midfield, and will compete with the likes of I was going to say Hannibal and Cullen together. Hannibal's out, isn't he? But no, he's not out. What am I on about? No, he's not out. I'm just thinking about that red. Did he get a red card for that Penny gave? No, probably not. One word, Joe. Gutted. I know. Are you on about Okafor? I get it. Big up to Alex Smith. Big up, mate. Hope you well. Thank you for supporting the channel. Also, I don't know if you're but Dominic Calvert-Lewin is third in the Premier League for shots on target behind Haaland and Matthias Cunha. So, he's getting in the right areas. Farke's working his striker magic on him. Just got to get in the right areas and find the back of the net next time, Possible starting lineup then for Burnley. We're probably looking at Dubravka, Walker, Laurent, Twanzebe, Esteve, Hartman, Chuana, Florian Louise, Cullen, Jadon Anthony, and Lyle Foster as well. 5 at the back, 3 midfield, and then 2. I'd imagine. Yeah, I think it will be pointless having the most shots on target if you aren't scoring. Well, it's not pointless, Ian, is it? It's not pointless because if you don't buy tickets at lottery, you can't fucking win it. The whole point of having shots is so that you can find the back of the net. It's not pointless. But I say, I aren't scoring, so I'm never going to shoot again because it's pointless. Do you know what I mean? Leeds United, as I've said, Darlow's going to keep his place, whether you agree, disagree, but the manager sees the goalkeepers on the daily basis, so probably keeps him. Bogle, Rodon, Strout, Goodmanson, locked in, loaded. Stack, Ampadu, Longstaff, locked in, loaded. Then it'll be Calvert-Lewin, Aronson, and Harrison for me, unless, Farke, switches it up. Not too sure. But this game is a massive, massive opportunity for both sides. Both sides to get 3 points. If Leeds were to get a win, what do we need? 7 wins then, is it? 7 wins, I think. Yeah, 7 wins. Burnley will need a win to just get on that points per game average that teams like to get. Burnley, they have a valuable chance, a big chance to give some space between them and the bottom 3, as do we. I think the big point here is forget about it's putting distance between us and Burnley. 7 points at this stage of the season cannot be sniffed at. That means Leeds would have to, in effect, Burnley would have to win 3 games to sort of catch us up or surpass us. And as we know, teams in the Premier League at the bottom end find it hard to win. So honestly, it's huge in that respect. It is. It's massive. I do think we need to look at last season's encounters and say, do you know what? They were so tight. They were nip and tuck. Who's going to blink first kind of vibe. I don't think we'll get errors tomorrow. I think this is what I mean. I think both managers will go into that game and say, you know what? We're not going to make no errors. We're going to keep it tight. Don't do anything silly. And that's what I just can see it being 0-0, 1-1. I can see a draw, and I don't think that's that bad for us. We move on. We get West Ham. Try and pick up all 3 against them at home. Point on the road isn't bad in this division. Still stand by that, regardless of who it is. And if you want to throw your toys out of the pram, if we don't win this game, I'm just going to come back and say, well, we didn't beat them last season and we won the league with 100 points. So it ain't that deep. Do I think we have the capabilities to beat them? Yes. Can we beat them? Yes. But I won't lose my head if we don't. There'll be some out there that look at these teams and think they're both going down. They're both pretty similar. Burnley 1-0. They're at home. Something like that. I didn't see Burnley beating Sunderland, if I'm honest, when they did. I hope that, that we don't also fall foul to that. Because we're better than Burnley. We are. We're better than Burnley. We've got a better squad than Burnley. Got a better manager than Burnley. We are just better than Burnley. But I just think stylistically, these 2 teams and how much is riding on it, both it'll be a little bit nip and tuck, unless there's an error. That's the thing. I think if there's an unforced error, then someone could obviously pounce on that. But I don't think both teams will have enough adventure and enough risk taking about them to go and try and win this game. I just don't. I think the only way one of the teams win it is if there's an error, or a set piece. I just think as a game, can't lie to you, I think it's going to be terrible watch. But I don't care because I'm emotionally invested. So for us, we'll enjoy it either way and be like, "What? Why are you complaining?" To other fans saying, "Oh, that was great. We were in it." But last game on match it there, won't it? 0-0. I'm going to say 0. 0-0. Starting 11, Brett, will be the same. Just Okafor comes out and Harrison comes in. That's where my head's at with it. But I'm going to go for 0-0 or 1-1. I just see a draw. But if we get 3 points, it'd be massive. It'd be massive. But I'm excited for the game. I am. I'm excited to get back, the football. I'm going to sleep tonight. Still get some more rest. And we've got the game tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Looking forward to, to covering that. So make sure you join me for that as well. And thanks for those that have stuck around tonight. I know it's late. Wanted to do this earlier, but, things happen. Life gets in the way and stuff. But yeah, I love you all. Thanks for supporting. Please continue to do so. Please, as well, if you can, please do buy me a coffee. /JustJoe. Buymeacoffee.com. And continue to support the channel, please. Like the video, subscribe, get your comments in, hit that notification bell. I'll see you tomorrow, 2 o'clock. Yeah. I'll see you tomorrow from 2 o'clock as we gear up for the 3 p.m. kickoff between Burnley and Leeds. The relegation six-pointer already. But big up to everyone that's watched. Thanks as always for your support. I love you all, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Yeah. Peace out. Leeds.